You may remember this video of a Navy jet nosediving into San Diego Bay last year. 2 pilots ejected into the water after trying to land at Naval Air Station North Island, and then the jet followed them shortly after. It was a miracle that no one was seriously hurt, and now an investigation report from the Navy explains exactly what went wrong. NBC 7's Dana Williams joins us now live with those new details. Dana.
Yeah, Catherine, Monica, human error is what the Navy investigation report's findings boils this down to. And that was first reported by the San Diego Union Tribune. They filed a Freedom of Information Act request and they got a copy of the report. I filed my own version of the request. I'm waiting to get a copy, but let's start by taking a look back as to the day of when this happened.
Hey, Roger, we had 2 aircraft men eject and we're on our way to help assist. They're in the water.
It seemed like you were watching a Star Wars movie.
2 orange parachutes ejected, and that's when I'm like, okay, something's happening.
It was the morning of February 12th, the sky a hazy gray with rain and wind and fog. This group took a fishing boat out for a company team building exercise. Instead, they came back with these photos and the memory of much more.
I lost sight of the plane for a second, and the next thing you know, it's like coming down, straight down into the water. By the time I reacted to get a picture, it was just nothing but splash.
Right now we see them. We're getting life-saving equipment ready.
2 crew members were pulled from the water and onto the boat. In a miracle, no one was seriously hurt. The pair from Washington was flying an A-18G Growler as part of a training at Naval Air Station North Island. According to the Navy's investigation report, as first reported by the San Diego Union Tribune, this Growler was a backup plane they had to use for the day, and they weren't familiar with some of its software. After an aerial refueling, they got an alert and decided to head back to the base. The pilot struggled to slow the jet down enough to land on the wet runway. Winds that day were also causing a tailwind. On a second landing attempt, the pilot says the brakes felt, quote, mushy, and that the jet wasn't going to stop in time. He added that the tower controller warned there wasn't enough runway, causing enough concern for the 2 to hit eject. The report also mentions they weren't anticipating the weather.
It immediately, like everybody else, raises questions. Okay, how did this happen?
Retired Captain Greg Keithley is a San Diego native and spent 33 years with the Navy, most of it as a pilot. Never Growlers, but he flew F-14s and the F-A-18 Super Hornet jets. He's also been called into investigations like this one and says it's an exhaustive process, not only to figure out what or who's to blame.
I guarantee you this incident has been talked about in ready rooms. Hey, if you're in this situation again, what would you do to ensure that this doesn't happen again?
Monica, you mentioned this and called it a miracle, and it truly was. So many of the people here that day when I was here covering the crash as it happened were saying anyone familiar with this neighborhood knows just how wrong this could have gone, and it is a relief that that jet crashed straight into the water, and again, a relief that also those people, those crew members, the pilot that was on board, that they were okay as well. But for now, live from this area, I'm Dana Williams, NBC 7.
Thanks, Dana.